is an undying quote in Arknights, and that is just use Surtr.
LAEVETAIN!
No, not LAEVETAIN from Enfield, but Surtr from Arknights. No matter the stage that you're playing, if you need that one person to dish out big damage for you, you call for Surtr. Surtr's skill tree is definitely her most popular skill. Immediately recovers all HP, attack increases by 330%, is a huge amount. Attack range has an increase of 2 tiles, and target count also plus 3, so she can attack multiple people at a time. Max HP goes up by 5,000. She'll gradually lose HP when you turn on her skill. At the start it's going to be very little, but over time it gets increasingly more to a maximum cap of 20% per second at 60 seconds. So if you want to sustain her in the stage, you want to have medics onto her. So this skill is so powerful that it's able to deal with elite enemies and also bosses. So I'm just going to place Surtr over here facing the red box as we prepare for Mudrock to appear from there. Surtr also has a very powerful talent. Attacks ignore 20 resistance, so even if an enemy has high res like A grade, even that is no problem for her at all. So just right this moment, Mudrock appears, so we're just going to turn on Surtr's skill. It's good to outdistance the enemy, as you can see over there. And then even though Mudrock is going to hit onto her, it might end up killing Surtr. But if you notice, the shield is back up, Surtr's not dead yet. So that also comes with her second talent. After receiving fatal damage, continuously prevents her HP from falling below 1. So she's gonna stay alive for a little longer, and in this case 8 seconds more. And this is just the amount of time that I need in order for her to perfect the kill onto Mudrock. Absolutely wonderful unit for you to use, whether it's early game, mid game, or even late game. In this next stage, I'll show you how you can use Surtr's skill tree to move her around more on the map. So I started the stage just by placing Surtr right in front of the boats. She's able to use her skill, she kills the smaller mobs and also the first 2 boats that are in the front. Then once she's done, I retreat her, I get to set up all my other units within the stage to deal with their own lanes, and then when I can have her back on the stage again, I'm using her to deal with the second row of those boats. And finally, when she's retreated and it's towards the end of the stage, if I need extra damage being dealt, then I basically just place her on the outside facing inwards in order to deal the final bit of damage to the last few enemies. Pretty neat. This is some way that you can use Surtr as well. You don't just use her once within the stage, you find different opportunities as to where she's best being placed. Surtr's Immortality is one of a kind because there are certain times that the event mechanic or a certain enemy hits so hard that you want to be able to tank that amount of damage. So with a stage like this where there's Tallulah and she summons her fireballs, a very popular way of using Surtr along with someone like Spectre, because they're both the immortal beings, is to let them hold a particular lane, and then when the fireballs are hitting them, you turn on their skills in order to make sure that they stay alive. So you can see that Surtr got the HP up, and then now she hits 1 HP, but she can't actually die to the fireballs. She's gonna stay on the stage for a little while more, and there you go. The civilians are protected, and that is a unique way to consider where Surtr might be placed. Later on, if you need to redeploy her to deal damage elsewhere, you can do so. If you just got yourself a Surtr and you haven't managed to E2 her, you can still use her skill 2 just fine. Skill 2 increases her attack, her range increases by 1 tile, and she also attacks 1 additional enemy. If there's only 1 enemy within her range, she will deal a bigger amount of damage. This is pretty good as a pseudo Centurion, where she can attack multiple enemies at a time, except that this is in the form of arts damage. If you don't have much arts damage dealers yet on your team, you can use her as a sort of replacement, where in this case, I've made her face multiple lanes, turn on her skill, and she easily rips apart all of these enemies. If you have her at E2, it also helps that she has that talent where she can ignore resistance. So even if the enemies have high resistance, she can still handle that, as you see in this stage. If let's say you do not want to actually use her as a retreated unit and instead keep her on the stage, skill 2 is the one for you to consider. Still focused on Surtr's skill 2, this stage is to show to you how she has the extended range and ability to hit extra targets. I have a quick comparison with Viviana here, where she's using her skill 3, giving her extended range, and also has a much higher damage per hit as compared to Surtr. But its weakness is that it can't hit multiple targets. Viviana's skill 2 does let her hit multiple targets, but you don't have the ability of an extended range, only to the tile in front of her. In this case, I'm using skill 3 because you can see that there are multiple lanes within the stage. So with both of their skills turned on, you can see how it actually manages to wipe out a lot of these smaller spinny top enemies. So Viviana can only hit 1 at a time, but she's really good at eliminating it fast, while Surtr is dealing with them 2 at a time. Just from seeing this, you can also consider using Surtr's skill 2 like how you might use Blaze, where maybe you place Surtr facing into a wall, you turn on her skill, and she can then hit across that wall, dealing with 2 lanes at a time. An idea for you to take note. As we reach the tail end of the stage, do be careful when using Surtr's skill 2 to block enemies because there's no defensive increases. This is unlike her skill 3 that gives her way more HP to play along with. One more thing to show to you guys is the classic Surtr Hospital. It's a meme you see in the Arknights community, but it is real. You can actually try to heal Surtr's skill 3 as much as you can to keep her alive while using her very strong skill. This teaches you to pair very good medics with her, with the likes of maybe Warframe because she can heal her targets based on their max HP. You can use Silence to increase the ASPD of all the medics around, maybe Skadi Outer to both give healing to Surtr and also increase the healing amount that the medics surrounding her can give. Saria is a good single target healer as well. You can consider using Monster Skill 2 to increase a huge healing amount. All those people need to be in the stage in order to keep her there. In this case, I'm using Lumen and Aya to use their infinite skills so that it's less of a hassle to manage Surtr. But the trade-off here is that you do need so much space for these medics that you lose all the other kinds of DPSs, extra high damage units that you can bring in the stage. At least in this stage, there's only one lane, so Surtr can be alone. If there are multiple lanes, I might have to space her in a different direction so that she can hit across the board and maybe need more healing defenders to both heal herself and also hold their lanes. So not all the time you want to have Surtr as the only solo DPS, but it's a fun idea. If you ever have that much investment, you want Surtr to shine because she's your favorite, try this out. Which skill of Surtr's would you build? You would definitely be going for skill 3. It's her strongest skill, helps you kill bosses, swarm of enemies. This is the one that is going to help you in a pinch. The other skills don't need M3 at all. Sometimes in IS, maybe you're using skill 2 because you want the extended range and maybe you want to keep her in the stage rather than to retreat her. But no need for M3. Skill 1 is a skill I didn't get to discuss. If you manage to charge it, it's basically a bigger arts damage. It's good at killing smaller mobs, but not so much on elite or bosses. The skill has a trait that says if the target is defeated, it will recover all skill points. So if the enemies are pretty low HP, it's pretty nice at repeating her skill. But if the enemies just have a bit amount of HP that doesn't let her do the single shot kill, then it doesn't really help all too much. So skill 1 isn't a skill that you will be thinking about, it's just these two skills and of course skill 3 way more often. In terms of module, she only has one module at this point in time and it allows her to increase her ASPD when she's not blocking an enemy. So you want her to be distanced from them in order for her to do extra damage. The module lets her get more ignore of resistance if you give it level up. Not a must for you to do so. If you do like Surtr that much and you want her to do more damage, then go ahead. But most of the time you can live with just it at level 1. So that's that as to how to use your Surtr. Hopefully this has taught you more about Surtr/LAEVETAIN. Okay, I'll see you guys in more operator showcases. Bye bye.